It always starts quietly, doesn't it? A soft smile here, a kind word there, a new face blending into an already complicated family, promising warmth, unity, and just, maybe, a fresh start. But what if that warm smile hides something else? Not something sinister, but something more subtle. A quiet ambition, a quiet need, a quiet unraveling. For over a decade, Sister Wives has pulled us into the tangled, deeply personal world of Kody Brown and his plural family. We've watched them love, fight, grow, and, lately, fall apart. But through it all, one wife, Robyn, has remained by Kody's side. And now, as season 19 approaches, there's a different kind of spotlight on her. She's no longer just the newest wife, she's the last one standing. But here's the thing. When the dust settles and you're the only one left in a house once full of voices, what do you really have? A peaceful marriage, or just a quieter kind of tension? Robyn Brown has always presented herself as the peacemaker, the steady hand, the one who wanted to keep the family together. Yet lately, her calm presence seems to be fraying at the edges. There are signs, subtle ones, that something is shifting behind those soft-spoken words. A flash of worry, a flicker of defensiveness, a moment where the mask slips just for a second. You might be wondering, is Robyn truly the victim of a family breaking apart? Or has she played a bigger role than we once thought? It's a complicated question. And like many things in life, the truth might lie somewhere in the middle. Maybe you've seen families like this. Maybe you've even lived through one. A group of people bound by love and loyalty, slowly pulled apart by change, disappointment, and unmet expectations. In a way, the Browns could be any family. That's part of what's always made Sister Wives so compelling. Not just the polygamy, but the raw, human moments that remind us of our own. And now, as the show enters a new chapter, Robyn's place in it all is under more scrutiny than ever before. Her evolving relationship with Kody, her strained or perhaps shallow connections with the other children, her silence during family tragedies, even whispers about her spending habits have taken root in the public conversation. Is she coping or is she cracking? We're not here to judge, but we are here to ask the questions that matter, to gently peel back the layers and consider what we've seen, what we've heard, and what we haven't. Because in a family built on the idea of sharing, what happens when one person ends up with everything? As we take a thoughtful look at the signs that Robyn Brown may be nearing her breaking point, we invite you to join us. Like old friends, sitting down to catch up on a story we've followed for years. There's no rush, no shouting, just the quiet unfolding of something real. And it all starts here. The hit reality show Sister Wives has given audiences an intimate look into the complex life of Kody Brown and his plural family. At the center of much of the recent drama stands Robyn Brown, Kody's fourth wife. Her arrival and everything that followed has stirred up more than a few emotional waves. And now, as we approach season 19, there are clear signs that Robyn might be reaching a breaking point. These red flags could reveal deeper truths about who she really is and what her role in the family may become. Let's take a closer look at the first sign. Robyn's journey into the Brown family began with quite a shakeup. In 2009, she left her first husband, David Preston Jessup, in search of something new. She found it in Kody's plural marriage and officially became his fourth wife in 2010. At first, she seemed genuinely excited about joining a large, blended family. Robyn often talked about how much she embraced the ideals of polygamy, the challenges, the support system, the deep sense of connection. Back then, it all seemed to fit. She was welcomed by Kody's other wives, Mary, Janelle, and Christine, and appeared fully committed to making the plural lifestyle work. But over time, Robyn's tune started to change. Even though she continued to say she believed in polygamy, her actions and reactions began to tell a different story. When the other wives started leaving Kody, one by one, Robyn's concern didn't seem to be about the family breaking apart. It was more about what those changes meant for her and her marriage. She seemed genuinely distressed by the idea of Kody potentially bringing in another wife, which didn't quite align with her earlier enthusiasm for the plural lifestyle. That strong reaction hinted at something deeper, a shift in her values perhaps, or maybe a desire for a more traditional, monogamous relationship. This contradiction has left many fans wondering, did Robyn ever truly believe in polygamy? Or was she trying to fit into a structure that wasn't right for her from the start? These are the kinds of questions Season 19 might finally answer. As the dust settles around the family's many shakeups, we may see Robyn confronting her own beliefs and deciding whether she's still committed to the life she once claimed to embrace. One thing's for sure, if her actions keep drifting from her words, the tension in the Brown household will only grow. Robyn has always come across as soft-spoken and gentle, offering a kind smile here, a supportive word there. But longtime viewers and critics haven't all been convinced that her sweetness is as innocent as it seems. In fact, many have started to question whether Robyn's demure demeanor is more about strategy than sincerity. When she first joined the family, Robyn made efforts to build close bonds with Kody's other wives, Meri, Janelle, and Christine. On the surface, those relationships seemed warm and caring. She laughed with them, offered encouragement, and appeared to fit right into the sister-wife dynamic. But then, things began to shift. As tensions rose, and one wife after another started to pull away from Kody, something about Robyn's role began to stand out. More and more, she was seen at Kody's side, supporting his choices, sharing his frustrations, and, to some, silently benefiting from the unraveling of his other marriages. It's led many fans to wonder, was Robyn's friendliness all part of a bigger plan? Was she working behind the scenes, consciously or not, to become Kody's favorite and only remaining wife? Season 19 could shine a much-needed light on this. We might finally get a clearer picture of whether Robyn's relationships with the other wives were built on real affection, or if they were simply a part of a quiet power play to secure her spot at the top of the Brown family hierarchy. There's no denying that Robyn has taken Kody's separations from his other wives very hard. Over the past few seasons, viewers have seen her break down in tears, time and again, especially as Christine, Janelle, and Meri began stepping away from the marriage. At first glance, Robyn's emotions looked like deep empathy. After all, these weren't just family members leaving, they were women she'd once shared a life with. But as the tears kept flowing, some fans started to ask a different question. Was Robyn mourning the loss of sisterhood, or panicking about what it all meant for her? As each wife walked away, Robyn's sense of stability seemed to waver. With every goodbye, the family structure grew more fragile, and her once plural marriage morphed into something much closer to a monogamous union. And while some viewers believed that's what Robyn wanted all along, others felt her emotional outbursts came from fear. Fear of being left alone, of being the last one standing in a marriage that was never supposed to look this way. Season 19 may dig deeper into how Robyn has really handled this shift. Has she come to terms with the new reality? Or is she still struggling with the emotional weight of being Kody's only wife? The answers could reveal a lot about her true motivations and whether she's equipped to handle whatever comes next. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. What if Kody decides to reconcile with one of his exes, or worse, from Robyn's point of view, bring someone new into the picture? Robyn's current position as Kody's sole wife has put her in a powerful spot, but that also makes her vulnerable. If Kody rekindles a past romance, or even entertains the idea of courting someone new, it could completely upend the dynamic she's grown comfortable with. And based on her previous reactions, there's a good chance that kind of change wouldn't sit well with Robyn. Her earlier distress at the thought of Kody adding another wife hints at something deeper. Maybe even a strong protective streak over her relationship with him. That sense of control could easily give way to jealousy if Kody's affections start drifting elsewhere. Season 19 may bring this simmering fear to the surface, especially if rumors or conversations about new relationships start bubbling up. For Robyn, who's fought hard, whether intentionally or not, to become the central figure in Kody's life, the idea of sharing him again might be too much to bear. If Kody decides to pursue another wife, or even reconnect with one of his exes, it could stir up a whirlwind of emotions for Robyn, given how hard she's worked to build her current status as Kody's closest partner. Any shift in that dynamic could shake her sense of security to its core. Let's face it, Kody's past divorces already put Robyn through the emotional ringer. So if someone new enters the picture, or if Kody starts to patch things up with one of his former wives, it wouldn't be surprising to see Robyn grow defensive or even territorial. The thought of sharing Kody again, after finally having him to herself, might be more than she's prepared to handle. Season 19 could bring these insecurities bubbling to the surface. How Robyn responds, whether she tries to adapt or digs in her heels, will reveal a lot about her emotional resilience and how far she's willing to go to keep her place as the last wife standing. Robyn often presents herself as the nurturing mother figure of the Brown family. She's spoken many times about how much she loves not just her own 5 children, but Kody's kids from his other marriages too. But not everyone's convinced. Some of Kody's older children, and even viewers, have raised concerns about the real nature of Robyn's relationships with the broader Brown family. Take Bombshell Brown, for example, who has been vocal in suggesting that Robyn hasn't always treated the children from Kody's other relationships equally. To many, it started to seem like Robyn has been more focused on her own children's well-being, leaving the others to feel left out or even unwelcome. As more of the other wives left, this tension became harder to ignore. With fewer adults around to balance the parenting, Robyn's role came into sharper focus, and so did the gaps in those relationships. Season 19 could be a turning point. Will we see Robyn building bridges with the rest of Kody's children? Or will we see more signs that favoritism, and maybe even distance, have been there all along? These moments could provide crucial insight into how Robyn really sees her place in the family and how the kids see her in return. One of the more persistent rumors that's followed Robyn over the years involves her spending habits. Fans and critics alike have questioned whether Robyn is managing the family's finances wisely or indulging in a little too much luxury at the family's expense. There's been chatter about everything from pricey purchases to favoritism in how household resources are divided, but so far, there's been no concrete proof, just speculation, side comments, and a few raised eyebrows. That said, money matters have been a big source of stress for the Brown family in general, especially as the family has splintered and moved across states. Season 19 might finally shed some light on what's really going on behind the scenes. Will we see Robyn budgeting wisely? Or will new scenes suggest there's truth to the accusations of overspending? Either way, it's a topic many viewers are eager to explore, and it could play a big part in how the family dynamic continues to shift going forward. Whether or not the rumors about Robyn's spending habits are true, there's no denying it's become a major talking point among fans, and possibly within the family as well. If Robyn has indeed been putting more focus on her own children's needs, or living more comfortably than the rest, it could easily have fueled tension behind the scenes. Season 19 might help clear up the mystery. Are these just baseless rumors? Or have Robyn's financial choices quietly created friction within the Brown family? Either way, how this plays out will be important in understanding both Robyn's priorities and the trust, or lack thereof, between her and the rest of the family. The unexpected and heartbreaking loss of Robert Garrison Brown, Kody and Janelle's son, shook the entire family to its core. Many family members and castmates expressed their grief publicly, offering heartfelt tributes and memories. But noticeably, Robyn stayed silent. Her lack of public acknowledgement stood in stark contrast to the visible sorrow shown by others. While it's possible that Robyn chose to grieve privately, her silence raised eyebrows and stirred uncomfortable questions. Was she emotionally detached? Or was she simply mourning in her own way, away from the cameras? For viewers who already feel a disconnect between Robyn and the rest of the family, this moment only deepened those suspicions. And as season 19 unfolds, it could offer more context, revealing whether Robyn's quiet response was born from emotional distance, personal grief, or perhaps an intentional decision to stay out of the spotlight. The final sign that Robyn may be unraveling lies in how she responds to the ever-changing nature of Kody's relationships. With Mary, Christine, and Janelle gone, Robyn's world has shifted dramatically. What was once a large, interconnected family now feels much smaller and far more uncertain. How Robyn navigates this new chapter will say a lot about her. Can she adapt to life as Kody's only wife, especially if it's not what she originally envisioned? Or will the strain of isolation, public criticism, and shifting loyalties begin to take a toll? Season 19 could be a turning point, as Kody explores what's next, whether that means reconnecting with the past or starting something new. Robyn may face her biggest emotional challenges yet. How she responds will not only shape her future with Kody, but could redefine the entire legacy of sister wives.